Welcome back, bourbon fans. I'm Tim, the Suburban Dad, and I'm here to talk about two great whiskeys, both from Tennessee. So no bourbon today, Tennessee whiskey instead. You got the classic Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof, the single barrel proof Tennessee whiskey. And over here, a new contender, we've got Old Dominick's Tennessee whiskey. This is a single barrel pick. Both of these have proof points the 130 plus range. So I'm interested to see how these two match up and if there's noticeable difference. Since they're both Tennessee whiskeys and they're both around the same proof point. Jack Daniel's, of course, very well known. Been around for decades and decades. Although I think a lot of people, especially not people who are into the whiskey world at all, if you say Jack Daniel's, they're just going to assume Old No. 7, which not terrible, but this is really good whiskey compared to just party mixer type whiskey. Old Dominick, they are really making a name for themselves. Company out of Memphis, formerly headed by Alex Castle. In fact, this bottle was still Alex Castle's distillate. She has moved on. I'm excited to see what she's up to at the Augusta distillery, but Old Dominick still has some great stuff. All right, so I'm going to pour these and let them open up a little bit. Now, I suppose in an ideal world, I would do a blind tasting, but it's not how it's going to work out today, folks. Sorry. Life isn't always fair. That's a lesson I'm trying to teach my children every day. All right, so Jack Daniel's, this one is 130.0 proof on the nose. This one's 132.09 proof, very specific. This one comes from Maui's Liquor here in Cottleville, which is on the outskirts of St. Louis. For those of you who live locally, it's in St. Charles County, so you have to cross the bridge. Yep. All right, so these, both Tennessee whiskeys, no age statement on the bottle of Jack. They're both single barrels. Since I said age statement, this one is 7 years old. Okay. All right. And let's see, color-wise, very comparable. Nothing of note there. Jack Daniel's on the nose. Man, so I've had each of these a few times, so this is not my first experience. So I can give you a little bit more detail on these. Every time I have this Jack Daniel's, it's seriously on the nose and on the palate. It's literally banana bread with walnuts in it. You can taste. Like on the nose, very nutty, but it's very different from the Jim Beam nuttiness. Like it's crazy, but it's very distinctly different. And for Old Dominick, this one is more the rich caramely dark fruits. Spice in there, a little bit nutty, but very different from Jack Daniel's. Now again, both these are single barrels, so you could have two more single barrels and be totally different again. But yeah, still, this one, it's funny I say that. This one definitely has nuttiness on the nose, especially side by side. I'm able to pick that up. Kind of walnutty. That's really interesting. I didn't notice that as much before. But this one's darker, richer, like caramel and dark fruits, like jam, jelly type notes. All right, so let's taste the Jack Daniel's first. And just like the nose, and like I've had before, it's like a cakey bread note, as well as a little banana and walnut for sure. It's really tasty. Very, very easy to drink for 130 proof. Whew. Dangerously easy to drink. Sweet, pleasant coating, long, nice finish. Great stuff. Really good. So then the Old Dominick, way more spicy on this one. Still sweet, more like gingerbread, kind of closer to gingerbread. Yeah, if I were to say, it's closer to gingerbread than banana bread. More spicy, still sweet. So my goal for this was to find what kind of differences are there, what kind of similarities are there, since they're both Tennessee whiskey, and which one do I like better? So far, this is really close. Jack Daniel's is really easy to drink. Just a mild bite. Mild. Old Dominick. See, the Old Dominick has more character to it. It has more of a spice. It's more of a journey over the palate as opposed to just, yep, here it is. Honestly, they're very close. It would come down to what am I in the mood to drink. But I would say between the two, I would say the Old Dominick is the winner right now. It's just got a more complex flavor profile. Jack Daniels has really good flavor, but it's just more monotone as opposed to this one. It's a little bit more exciting. Both very good, both similar, easy, drinkable, just really nice whiskeys. If you see, I'm sure many of you have already grabbed a Jack Daniels barrel proof, but if you haven't, this is your opportunity to say, yes, it's time for me to get one. Now, I bet many of you have not seen or had an Old Dominick barrel proof Tennessee whiskey. If you see one of these, absolutely grab it. I mean, the price point, this is about 65, 70-ish. This one, pretty comparable. I think it was 65, 70-ish. 60-ish, somewhere in there. They're both within $5, $10 of each other. So there you have it. Tennessee whiskey can be pretty darn great, especially from these two companies. Have you had Jack Daniels Barrel Proof, or have you had Old Dominick Barrel Proof? Have you even heard of Old Dominick? Have you had any of their stuff? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, cheers.